This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Monday, the 29th day of January in the year 2024. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. With funding from the Inter-American Development Bank, the Ministry of Legal Affairs today commenced the training of Tushao's prison officers and probation officers in restorative justice, with the hope of reducing the country's prison population. It is believed that the overuse of prison sentences, particularly for minor non-violent offenses, has resulted in the overcrowding of Guyana's prisons. And as such, the government, with backing of the Inter-American Development Bank, is looking to foster a society where restorative justice could be used as an alternative to prison sentences. Attorney General Senior Counsel Anil Nandlal said those undergoing a two-day training program will play a leading role in executing the country's restorative justice program, which he noted will benefit tens of thousands of citizens.
Restorative justice allows for many things. And let me just briefly deal with a couple so that you understand what it is. First of all, it has what is called a preemptive element. Preemptive in the sense that it allows you to look at a problem that may not have become full-blown, but you see symptoms of the problem, and it allows you to, by recognizing those symptoms, interrogate the situation and arrest the problem before it gets into a bigger problem or before it reaches its full potential.
The Attorney General, however, noted that under the laws of Guyana, it does not apply to certain offenses.
It cannot apply to any capital offense or offenses involving violence, or sexual offenses and offenses involving our children. Those are excluded because those are serious offenses.
It was noted that restorative justice first entered Guyana's mainstream justice system back in the 1970s and integrated into the country's formal justice system back in 2022 with the passage of the Restorative Justice Act, which paved the way for the establishment of the Restorative Justice Center. Since then, the Attorney General said the government has conducted a number of training sessions and public awareness forums in the various administrative regions, including for regional administrative officers and councillors, religious leaders, teachers, police officers, and other judicial officers. The Minister of Legal Affairs said the issue of restorative justice is not one that is being dealt with in isolation, noting that the government is investing in the arranging of training programs in law enforcement and other areas.
We have included in the Gold Scholarship Program dozens of disciplines of forensic type, of investigative methods and techniques, and social service programs and counseling programs that our police officers and those in our probation department can take advantage of. And I'm pleased to report that dozens of policemen and social workers have been enrolled on our Gold Scholarship programs to take advantage of these new opportunities.
Amerindian Affairs Minister Pauline Sukai was among those present at the opening of the program today. The training program forms part of the support for the Criminal Justice System program, which is also being funded by the IDB. More news coming up in just a moment.
My lord, I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look, the makeup!
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
It's your time to win big. The Massey Store's Christmas jackpot promotion is back and bigger than before. Spend $5,000 at any Massey Stores to be the lucky winner of a brand new MGZS and fantastic weekly store prizes from now until January 31st, 2024. What are you waiting for? Head to your nearest Massey Stores to shop now. See our Facebook and Instagram pages for more details. Massey Stores, our family serving your family.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
Today's after local conglomerate banks DIH expressed concern about the operations of the Guyana Stock Exchange. The Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry has called for the local stock exchange to be completely overhauled. On Saturday, Bank's DIH chairman and managing director Clifford Reese told the company's shareholders that the stock exchange in Guyana currently publishes and takes into account all security transactions, thereby creating an anomaly, which often results in the last set of trades being the lowest.
As a result of this practice, a small share transaction can significantly affect the share value of a particular share, as has been the case on our stock exchange from all the trading companies presently. This is a concern and has been communicated to the Guyana Securities Council in the past.
Mr. Reese said the issue was also raised with the Guyana Stock Exchange on numerous occasions, and despite the company putting forward a workable solution, it has not been favorably considered by the Guyana Stock Exchange or the Guyana Security Council.
Notwithstanding that, my fellow shareholders, we have examined the stock exchange rules of other territories in the Caribbean and concluded that this issue may be solved by the implementation of an odd lot market. The odd lot market is a separate market where all transactions of maybe less than 1,000 shares or security are handled, depending on the total share capital of the company. Those transactions in this market do not affect the share price.
In a statement today, the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry said it has taken note of the concerns raised regarding the operations of the Guyana Stock Exchange and its effect on the local business community. The GCCI said with access to financing being a leading hurdle for many businesses locally, the stock exchange has a significant role to play in facilitating a transparent and efficient marketplace for companies to raise capital, invest, and grow. The Chamber said it has been on public record on multiple occasions championing the reform of the capital markets and the stock exchange in Guyana. It said the lack of necessary infrastructure, technological advancements, and regulatory framework at the stock exchange comprises the financial health of businesses, restricts their ability to attract investment, and ultimately hampers their growth potential. The Chamber of Commerce said the substandard functioning of the Guyana Stock Exchange is also resulting in the sale of stocks in breach of a company's bylaws, which is also worrying. It said it is imperative that the Guyana Stock Exchange be rehabilitated to keep pace with the rapid growth and development taking place all across the country. Well, Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat believes Guyana has made significant leaps and bounds since the 2023 Energy Conference. At a press conference this morning on this year's conference, which will take place from the 19th to the 22nd of February, the Natural Resources Minister said this year's event will provide additional opportunities to Guyanese businesses across the various sectors.
By the time of the conference on the 19th of February, we will be producing comfortably at 600,000 barrels per day average. At the last energy conference, we were about 390,000 barrels per day. So a lot has happened from the last conference to this one. And increase in production definitely spells opportunities throughout the value chain, opportunities for the private sector in the provision of goods and services.
Mr. Barrett said the Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo will create an ideal platform for small, medium, and large-scale businesses and companies to network and build partnerships. He said since the Local Content Act was brought into effect in 2021, there has been an increasing number of joint venture partnerships involving local and foreign companies seeking to tap into the booming oil and gas sector, as well as other related industries.
Since then, we have seen the smooth implementation of the legislation by the Local Content Secretariat, and what we have witnessed is a number of joint ventures, partnerships between international investors and our local private sector. And that was the objective of having a local content legislation in place.
According to the minister, given the growth in the industry, the government is considering the possibility of increasing the number of services listed in Schedule 1 of that Local Content Act. Currently, the schedule caters for 40 services and details what percentage of those services must be provided by Guyanese-owned and controlled businesses. The Chief Executive Officer of the Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo, Kurt Babulal, said in addition to the 30 sponsors currently on board, the country's premier energy conference has already attracted 200 exhibitors and hundreds of delegates from 19 different sectors across 21 countries.
The way that we have built out the event is that there is access to participate from every level, from small businesses to even an entrepreneur, a self-employed persons, to SMEs, to families, because it's a family-oriented event. We like to, kids are free once accompanied by an adult. But getting back to what you just asked is, you can participate by just purchasing $1,000 for an exhibition ticket. Come in with your business cards, come in with your proposals. If you're career-minded, come in with your CVs. There are 200 exhibitors who are there to interact with you. So I do believe there is opportunities for every person at different levels. There are opportunities for our sponsors, there's opportunities for our exhibitors, there's opportunities for our delegates, and there's opportunities to the persons coming into the exhibition.
President Irfan Ali will join the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley, the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, Philip Davis, the Prime Minister of Qatar, Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman bin Jazim Al Thani, and the Minister of Industry, Energy and Technology of Newfoundland, Canada, Andrew Parsons. They're among the growing list of dignitaries expected to speak at the conference. The Director of the Guyana Office for Investment, Dr. Peter Ramsarup, the Chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Kamal Singh, and the Chief Operations Officer at GTT, Orson Ferguson, were among the officials present at the press conference today, offering the wide-ranging support from their companies and organizations for this year's conference. Opposition Member of Parliament Annette Ferguson has highlighted the high cost of house lots as well as poor infrastructure in a number of housing areas, as she explained that such problems have persisted for too long. Ms. Ferguson, a former housing minister herself under the APNU-AFC administration, said while government house lots are already expensive and at times difficult to get, it gives way for private developers to make millions from persons who are desperate to own their own homes. During her budget presentation last week, Ms. Ferguson told the House that while the Housing Ministry continues to complain of not having enough lands to service citizens, and citizens continue to complain about the high cost of house lots, ex-staff members of the Housing Ministry are putting up sprawling housing developments on the east bank of the Demerara, which she believes points to instances of corruption. She said there is a slothfulness in the processing of land titles, which also frustrates potential homeowners. The opposition MP said the problems in the housing sector are many, and she made reference to houses which are currently being constructed by the government in several schemes across the country. In many instances, Ferguson said it has been more than a year since some of the units have been constructed and persons have not occupied them because of the state of those units. In other housing schemes, she said persons fail to occupy their homes because of poor infrastructure in those communities. She said those problems must be addressed. The opposition MP said while the government continues to boast about distributing thousands of house lots to citizens, those citizens have to wait years before they can actually see those lots because of the long process at the Ministry of Housing.
Twice the fun, twice the thrill. On your next trip with Copa Airlines, stop over in Panama and enjoy 2 vacations in one at no additional airfare. Because to live life at its fullest, first you have to stop. So next time you fly Copa Airlines, stop over in Panama at no additional airfare.
Stop the finest in the country, both ceramic and porcelain, tiles and chandeliers you'll see while you shop around stress-free. Train stop at warming halls, make your shopping smooth and calm, providing you with quality to match your style is so unique. Mima Decor.
Look at the breathtaking beauty of the Essequibo, from its pristine rivers to its abundant resources. It's a treasure that belongs to Guyana, and we ask Venezuela to respect the rule of international law.
Our commitment to this land is not just about ownership. It's about preserving its beauty and resources for our people and future generations.
The controversy between Guyana and Venezuela was settled internationally as full, perfect and final in 1899. Essequibo belongs to Guyana.
President Irfaan Ali has made a pitch for an increase in trade between Africa and the Caribbean, explaining that opportunities exist for massive benefits to both Africa and the Caribbean. The president, who was on an official visit to Ghana over the weekend, noted that in order to achieve the increases, systems must be put in place to fix the trade barriers and issues with transport and logistics. During a panel discussion as part of the Africa Prosperity Dialogue Summit, President Ali, who is also the current chair of CARICOM, was adamant that both Africa and the Caribbean can benefit from the opportunities which exist. And pointing specifically to aquaculture as an example, the president said that the size of the aquaculture market in the US is $4 billion annually. And Guyana is among the most competitive countries when it comes to aquaculture and the production of fish products for the US market. During his presentation, the president also underscored that the Caribbean and Africa need to work together on other important issues, such as climate change and energy security. During his visit to Ghana, the president also received a special award. Well, after years of trying to remove vendors from the surroundings of the Demico House building located in the heart of the city at Estabrook Square, Banks DIH Limited is now contemplating a move to the courts, according to its chairman and managing director, Clifford Rees. As he addressed shareholders at the bank's annual general meeting at Thirst Park on Saturday, Mr. Rees said with the beverage and food company now losing revenue, it has little choice than to seek legal recourse, as was done in the case of another company, Munishwars.
Banks DIH Limited have no alternative now, my fellow shareholders. But we are contemplating now, we take legal actions in the court to alleviate this problem, just like what Munishwar company have done. The company is losing finance at Demico House. The whole area is being abused, and we just can't continue to run a business under those conditions.
The Banks DIH chairman said for many years, Banks DIH has been confronting the issue, and despite numerous attempts to have it resolved at the level of the Georgetown Mayor and City Council, it remains a sore issue, with vendors preventing the free flow of persons going into and out of the business place.
We sent letters to the town clerk, and the City Council, the Deputy Commissioner, the Commander of the Regional Division, to notify these authorities about the aforesaid activities and requested their intervention in getting the said activities to cease. But as to no avail, nothing has happened.
Mr. Rees said the company has engaged the services of its attorney, and the attorney has dispatched a letter to the Georgetown Mayor and City Council on the issue. The Deputy Mayor of Georgetown and officers from the Market Committee, as well as officers from the Public Health Department of the City Council, recently visited the area to assess the situation. But according to Rees, there has been no movement since.
After the visit, they stated that they would implement a long-term strategy involving a policy to relocate the vendors and a short-term approach plan, which is to clear the walls of the building and the entrances. My fellow shareholders, the number of clients going into our restaurants of Demico House have decreased. We can't even get into the ideal building now. The restrooms and the toilets are being abused.
He said though that plan was initiated by the council, the results have not been successful, leaving the company little choice but to turn to the courts. Last year, the High Court ordered the Georgetown Mayor and City Council to remove all vendors and encumbrances from the pavement and streets surrounding Munishwar's building, marking a significant win for that company. Since that ruling, a number of companies and businesses have also approached the Georgetown City Council to seek the removal of vendors from around their premises. A 20-year-old motorcyclist lost his life on Sunday in an early morning accident at Windsor Forest on the west coast of Demerara. Police investigators have identified the dead youth as Brandon Henry from Crane Housing Scheme on the same west coast, Demerara. The tragic accident occurred at around 4 o'clock on Sunday morning. A police report on the accident stated that a 20-year-old motorcyclist was riding his motorcycle west along the southern lane of the main road at Windsor Forest when he lost control of the motorcycle and slammed into a power pole at the side of the roadway. Investigators believe he was speeding at the time. The motorcyclist was pitched onto the roadway where he was picked up and rushed to the hospital by persons in the area. However, he was pronounced dead on arrival by doctors. A post-mortem examination is to be conducted on his body. The Monarch Group, a local real estate development company, has signed an agreement with US-based technology company Crystal Lagoon to bring waterfront communities to Guyana. The collaboration aims to bring beach life to Guyana while introducing a new era of waterfront communities. In a statement today, it was explained that Crystal Lagoon's innovative technology has been instrumental in crafting turquoise blue waters and sandy beaches in prestigious communities and public access spaces across the globe, including in parts of Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Egypt, Mexico, Argentina, and the United States. Plans now are to bring similar services to Guyana. According to the statement, the centerpiece of the partnership is the development of the first ever Monarch Bay waterfront community in the country. The investment is led by prominent Guyanese businessman Clement Cummings, who announced a partnership. He said his company is thrilled to announce the exclusive partnership with Crystal Lagoons, a world-class technology company renowned for its visionary approach to creating stunning waterfront environment. He said the collaboration marks a significant milestone for both companies and represents a commitment to bringing transformative development to the heart of Guyana.
Are you looking to start or advance your career with one or more of our world-class associate, bachelor, or master's degrees in 14 specializations from the comfort of your home worldwide? Then look no further than the University of Excellence Management in Business, UEMB. We are affordable, accessible, flexible, multi-world class, internationally accredited and locally recognized by NAC Guyana as a tertiary degree granting college. For more details on our no strings attached 60% scholarship and our payment plan, please call 225-1395, 225-1397-9, 681-3434 or 618-3434. Visit our administrative office in the Critchlow Labour College Front Building, Wolford Avenue, Georgetown, Guyana. Progressing to a degree is as easy as ABC with UEMB. Deal with the best and forget the rest.
Imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true, or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water. Now available for only $120.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall. In the region, Brazilian federal police on Monday searched properties linked to Carlos Bolsonaro, a son of former far-right President Jair Bolsonaro, as part of a probe into suspected illegal spying on political foes during his father's term, according to Reuters. Carlos Bolsonaro, a Rio de Janeiro city councillor, was already facing a Supreme Court investigation for allegedly running a fake news factory from within the presidential palace. He has previously denied any wrongdoing and did not immediately respond to a request for comment about Monday's police operation that was ordered by the top court, according to a published decision. The search of his properties marks an escalation in the fast-moving spy probe, hitting at Bolsonaro's inner circle. The former president, who has already been ruled politically ineligible until 2030 for his conduct during his unsuccessful run at re-election in 2022, faces multiple legal probes that could yet land him in prison. After surviving almost 7 hours with painful fractures and bruises after falling off the San Fernando Hill, mother of one, Renee Mitchell, could no longer hold on, Trinidad Guardian said in a report. After being rescued by fire officers, Mitchell, 39, a primary school teacher, died at the San Fernando General Hospital at 7:20 a.m. on Sunday from multiple injuries she suffered while attending a fete on Saturday night. Police reports stated that Mitchell went to relieve herself outside the fete at 11:55 p.m. Her boyfriend was standing nearby when the dirt under her feet gave way and she fell 40 feet off the cliff, rolling almost 20 feet on a declining surface before coming to a hard stop. Her boyfriend immediately alerted fire officers at the fete, who called for rescuers at the Monrepo fire station. The rescue team attempted to reach Mitchell from the base of the hill behind the Olera Heights community, but low lighting, bushes, and the rocky terrain made it unsafe. They then returned to the top, lowered themselves by rope, and located her within an hour. After several hours, Mitchell was pulled to safety and rushed to the hospital. However, she subsequently succumbed to her injuries. And finally tonight, international news. The U.S. Pentagon has named the 3 soldiers killed in Sunday's attack in Jordan as William Rivers, Kennedy Sanders, and Breonna Moffett, all from an Army Reserve unit in the state of Georgia. American troops were still in their sleeping quarters at the U.S. military base when the drone struck with little to no warning, the BBC's U.S. partner CBS reports. The drone arrived at the same time as a returning U.S. drone, and as a result, elements of the defense system were turned off, an official said. An umbrella group for Iran-backed militia calling itself the Islamic Resistance in Iraq on Sunday said it was responsible for the attack, which wounded more than 40. Iran denies involvement, calling the accusations baseless, and it was not involved in the decision-making of resistant groups. The White House said it is not looking for a war with Iran, but will do what is needed to protect troops. It is the first time U.S. soldiers have been killed by strikes in the region after Hamas' October 7 attack on Israel sparked the war in Gaza. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.